Hey, good day. Tim Phillips here, Summit Motivation, and we're going to be talking about how easy life is, or better yet, how hard life isn't. And we're going to explore in the next few minutes how to bring meaning into our life. And we have a simple mechanism that's given to us at birth to make that all happen. If anything from trying to get out of the crib when you're just a toddler to starting a multi-billion-dollar company, or maybe just appreciating your family and helping them get to the next plateau. But we'll start with the easiest question of all, the meaning of life. And the meaning of life is simply a life with a purpose, a life with a goal. The goal can be short-term, like making a monthly sales number, or life engaging, like learning how to be attractive to another group or person. But life has meaning when we have a goal that is just beyond our reach. I'm going to break up people into two groups. And one group would be being motivated, a group of people being motivated by pleasing methods, and another group being motivated by pleasing results. And the first camp, people deeply motivated by pleasing methods, sadly, goal setting will not work for them based upon what they prioritize. Most people living by pleasing methods, and that means that what they are doing is more important than why they are doing it. Saving up for a house is different than collecting a paycheck. One is a why, one is a what. On the negative side, a person who forms a habit of looking for the easy way out, or has a history of blaming people, or simply a system of victimhood, whether justified or not, goal setting is really not their cup of tea. It just won't work. Their goal, though awesome to visualize, becomes second or third or 27th on their priority list. And most of us really get to number 2 in our list, let alone 27th. A common phrase for pleasing method people is, I'm not paid enough to do that work. Now there's a few, not all, but a few, who are motivated by pleasing results. Even if it's just for one idea, these people have a different story to tell. What they are working towards is number one priority. For example, one priority for a pregnant woman is getting the baby room put together, not cleaning the gutters. Now, she may clean the gutters. When push comes to shove, she won't care if bushes are growing off her roof. She'll have that baby room up and running on time. Now, likewise, on maybe a sillier front, bringing groceries into the house, a man will do everything he can to make one trip. Even if he, or me, has to put 13 bags on one arm and do a one step up a flight of stairs, it will be done in one trip. The result is more important than, well, how I look. Or seen in another way, the result is more important than the process. And I hope that we are all in a pleasing result mindset, because next, we're going to see how hard life isn't. We will start in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is simply us as we are at this very minute. And what does the comfort zone mean? Well, generically, it could mean where a person tends to be happy. A comfort zone is where we see the world in a positive light. We ignore haters, and it could mean that we are at a place of peace. Though a comfort zone could have all these items, that's not what defines a comfort zone. Our comfort zone is simply a collection of life patterns that appear normal to us. Now, what kind of life patterns? All life patterns. How we get ready for work, what shows we watch, what kind of car we like are all simple patterns we learn to follow in our lives. These life patterns have to be complete patterns. If a person has a pattern that involves sitting at the same table in a restaurant, sitting next to that table will not fulfill that pattern. Do you know that some people have a comfort zone so well established that making $10,000 a day is normal? It's a pattern that their brain will figure it out before the light goes out at night. And even if they only make $9,500, they would be very uncomfortable, out of sorts, until the next day when they'll once again hit that threshold of $10,000. Now, Now, on the downside, what if someone is used to, and it's very normal to them, to be abused every day, to be shouted at or put down, to be a victim? Whether they know it or not, it's a pattern that their life expects. And just like the man who makes $10,000 a day, if they weren't put down or abused, or believed they were abused, they would feel offset, like something's wrong, something didn't happen correctly today. And they will need to seek out trouble to get that pattern back in their life. So, a quick recap. A comfort zone is really just a collection of patterns that make us feel normal, comfortable. That is where our coffee cup is when we get to work. This is where I always park. This is where I buy gas. Just the whole, all these patterns that make us feel normal. Okay? Let's draw a larger box around the comfort zone. Our imagination creates this box. This will be our goal, something we have not done yet or become. Our goal has also been called, well, definite major purpose or magnificent obsession, in Christian circles, God's plan. But however it is labeled, it is way outside our comfort zone, and we cannot get there from here. The box in the center is not touching the box on the outside, and there's a lot of space in between. In fact, let's figure out what is in that space in between. And as I'm drawing this out for you, you'll see me putting lots of dots and specks and dust in between that comfort zone and the outer goal. And what we have here is what I call noise. So what is noise? Noise is simply any item that gets in the way between you, your comfort zone, and your goal. And let me strongly emphasize the word anything. Noise it is monstrously distracting, not even close to being minor distracting when working towards a goal. It is devastating no matter how subtle it is. I mean, for example, think of a person who wants to lose 30 pounds. All of a sudden, many distractions make an appearance in their life, like when they arrive at work and someone buys donuts for the group. And then their mom cooks a special heavy-calorie dinner. They drive home and witness an army of billboards and signs advertising restaurants. And what's worse, every commercial on the internet is showing off food. That's noise. That is a distraction from the goal of losing 30 pounds. And that is not even considering friends and family who will silently hope for your failure because you are putting a stress on their comfort zone, and that comfort zone is the patterns of you that you provide. And even though you really want to focus on losing that weight, even if you're a part of a program to help you accomplish that goal, noise will distract you. As the distractions continue, a person will gently settle back down at their comfort zone. One more time, noise is anything between your comfort zone, what you're used to, and your goal. Magnificent obsession, definite major purpose, God's plan, etc. Anything. What do you think the most common pool of noise is? Social media. Now, if done right, social media is designed to distract you from your goals, distract you from your life. And I don't know anybody who claims that they got where they are because of the good people around social media. If anything, they fear the good people around social media. But we have a very, very, very simple way to navigate through the noise in our life, because we are given a mechanism to not only go from our comfort zone to our goal, but to do it pain-free. Here you see it. I will draw a simple two-dimensional line from one corner of the square to the other corner of the square. And we label that faith. And faith is exactly what it sounds like. Believing in something that is not there yet. Common example of faith, I want to sit on a chair, but I'm not sitting on the chair. I want to, it's right over there, but I'm not there yet. I have to have faith that, and I have to be totally convinced, without a shadow of a doubt, that that chair will hold my weight. And as I sit down, I can honestly say that my faith was strong relating to this action. My faith was confirmed. It's a done deal. I am sitting in a chair. Likewise, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. If that person is convinced that this can be done by them, it's a done deal. Put it in the bank. It is done up here. It is done in here. Just a matter of time before it's done out here. Show that person a donut, they won't even see the donut. Why? Because this is a done deal. And the more faith someone has on a subject, on their goal, the less pain, the less discomfort they would experience. Once again, they would just ignore it. It is not too uncommon to have someone who's pregnant and they got to get the baby room done, and they have to get it done in 9 months. In a little while it'll be 8 months. In a little while it'll be 7 months. The time frame is already given and everything is focused on getting that baby room done. They might want to work on the roof. The person who's pregnant might want to mow the lawn or do other things, but that's so secondary because they're laser focused on getting that room done, and it will be done in under 9 months. So when the baby's here, we fall back into our new life. Yeah, here's another example. If you ever pulled an all-nighter, writing a paper, this paper will be done by 8 a.m. Has to be done by 8 a.m. And it will be. I don't care what distracts are out there or who distracts you, this will be done. But that's what faith does. Faith's purpose in goal setting is to be the anesthetic between where you are now and where you need to go, where you want to go, where you desire to go. It is a done deal. How do we encourage this faith, this aesthetic? This is cool and all, and gosh, faith is awesome. How do we fuel it? This is simple as well. I'm almost afraid to even give this information out, but let's do it. I'm going to show you 5 words, and they start off with thoughts, and thoughts will lead to action, and the action will lead to a habit. A habit leads to someone's character, and finally, that character will lead to that person's destiny. Thoughts to destinies. Okay? We all start with a simple thought. Sometimes not thinking about something is the thought you need, but we think about something, a thought. I'm going to lose this weight, and I'm going to lose it massively. Okay? If you focus on that thought enough, an action will take place. Not a habit, but you'll be motivated to, I'm going to lean towards a carrot. Not a donut, but a carrot. And hey, I ate a carrot. Over time, with enough thoughts and enough actions, that repetitiveness creates that habit, and you're starting to begin to reprogram that comfort zone. Resist acting a little bit. We're doing research, we're doing thinking. We are building a foundation of thoughts our action and habits can draw from, and we want to make sure those thoughts are accurate. If you do this for 10, 15, maybe 20 videos, you now have an idea of what to think about and what to eat. Duplicate this process through exercise. Read 10 articles on exercise. Listen to another 10 videos on exercise. Your thinking will be influenced. You might even notice yourself walking up flights of stairs you probably wouldn't. Not out of guilt. It's just easier. Because of the activity, you are building a very solid foundation of thoughts. Let's step up these thoughts. See, I like simple, and I teach using note cards. And I can flip through a bunch of them in a mechanic's waiting room. If I'm in my car just hanging around waiting for my friends, whatever, I could just pull them out and I can go through them. So what are we going to write down on these cards? Well, you can write down facts, but the best thoughts to write down are action attitudes. Attitudes that we don't have yet. You could write down the formula for MSG, but a more effective thought is, I always make great food choices on what foods I put in my mouth. If that is a hard thing to say out loud in front of a mirror, that is an attitude you don't have yet. If it is easy, then maybe you need to work on how you interact with your friends with food. I always know how to kindly steer my friends into offering me healthy food combos. Maybe I have a joy choosing what I need to eat, and I always chew my food thoroughly. Now that we wrote down these thoughts on cards, you need about 30, 40 of them. It's a good place to start. As you're studying this item, you may realize other things will spark up. Maybe you're tardy a lot. And one of your cards would be, I always arrive on time. I'm a very punctual person. 15 minutes early is on time. Whatever you need to write, make sure they are geared towards your goal. Now let's tie these items together. You live in your comfort zone. You have an idea of something bigger, better, faster than you, and you have a goal. Lots of distractions and noise will pop out of nowhere. They'll aggressively keep you in your comfort zone. We understand that faith doesn't have to navigate noise. Faith is the anesthetic that repels the pain of noise, of the distractions. Our thoughts are what fuel our faith to make good action decisions and habits. You keep this up, and that goal will be yours. It will be your character, and ultimately, it will be your destiny. So let me pause right here. It's amazing when we're working towards a goal, something that's out of reach, it takes very little action to change it, to make that happen. We do not need to completely reprogram ourselves at every goal we have. It's not necessary, and frankly, it's impossible. The way I describe it, it's usually a 3 to 5% change. I mean, if our goal is to get better grades, we don't need to learn how to read and write notes. We don't need to relearn how to dress or eat dinner or how to drive a car. A large percentage of our lives will not need to be changed at all. Just a very teeny, tiny bit. Maybe getting to class early, rereading notes after class. That's it. Scheduling tutor times. Changing your association. It may be difficult because you're fighting a comfort zone, but it's just a little bit of a change to make a monumental change. And this 3 to 5% change is simple. It might be just as simple as being on time. It might be as simple as maybe reading a manual or a book a week, a book a month. It might be as simple as cutting out a trip to Starbucks a week. It might even be as simple as cutting out social media. But whatever your character adjustment is, it is just right out of your comfort zone. What happens when you work towards a goal and eventually conquer it? We all know it happens. You'll glow. You'll start attracting other people with that mindset. Maybe others who are losing weight, if that's your job. Maybe someone who just got a promotion. You'll start attracting more people who think like a goal-getter, like an accomplisher. And that's a perfect place to be. You'll get that adrenaline high and excitement all goal-getters gets, because no matter how many people helped you, you are the one who did the work. You're the one that read the books, that did the exercises if it is losing weight. You're the one that got to class early and found a tutor. The tutor told you what to read, but you did the work. Your character gets an upgrade. Great job. We just spent a little bit of time talking about how great goal setting is, but what about those people who do not embrace goal setting? What does life have for them? Their comfort zone gets smaller. That comfort zone box will start to shrink, and it'll shrink, and it'll shrink, until in some cases, you'll see a person at 90 years old in a chair watching TV, and that's their world. Sometimes it happens fast. Sometimes it's a road over time, but that's exactly what will happen, is that the world will start shrinking. What you find comfortable will start shrinking. And sometimes this doesn't happen at 90. It happens at 17 years old. Can you imagine such a young person already has a comfort zone so small that they believe complaining and criticizing and trolling on the internet is an accomplishment in itself? It is not. It's whining. Complaining is not an accomplishment. No one's character has changed, but they fooled themselves into thinking they did something. Bitterness is the byproduct of a shrinking comfort zone. But for you and I, studying goal setting, have a much brighter, rewarding future. A future that make a huge difference in our friends, family, ourselves, our new friends. When you pursue a goal, you will make new friends. Think about that. You haven't even met your best friends yet. Do you know that everything we discussed just now, we have already done many times in our lives? The difference now is that we get a choice to pursue a goal or not. I have a workshop that goes really deep into goal setting called The Goal Getter, a complete guide to limitless living. We dive deep into our personal treasure chest. We reveal in great detail what forces hold us back from our imagined self. We do exercises on strengthening our faith, and we ultimately learn how to put this goal-getting life model active in our lives. Now, I have no intention of sledgehammering people into being these rock'em sock'em goal machines, because that's not how we are created. 3 to 5% change. We can all do that 3% change at a time. Here's a fun tagline. Being a goal getter can make a CEO out of any parent, but more importantly, it make a parent out of any CEO. Please, if this strikes some chords in you, check out the website. The free site has enough materials to get you started. The classroom site has enough material to get us finished and making a big difference. But either case, be a blessing, be a difference, and I look forward to working with you. You rock.